Okay, on sheet number 1, what we're supposed to do is find out what is the highest number of points scored by Iowa. This is the points scored column. I want the biggest number in that column, which means I need to do a sort from largest to smallest. And the answer is 95. So leave the data sorted, so the 95 is here at the top, and then put your answer in the yellow box. Now we're going to go down another worksheet. What's the highest number of points allowed? This is the points allowed column. And if it's ever asking for the highest or lowest, then you need to sort the data. And so let's do a Z to A sort there, and the highest number was 107. And again, you have to leave it sorted so I can see how you got your answer. Sheet 3. Okay, it says how many. It doesn't want to know the biggest or smallest. It wants to know how many. And filtering will tell us how many. So I want to know how many Big Ten games they've played. So let's click in the data and let's turn our filter on. And then Big Ten would have a value of yes. Okay, and click on OK. And in the lower left hand corner here, it tells me the answer is, just a minute, let's move the mouse away from there, 682. Okay, so leave the data sorted, I'm sorry, filtered, leave the data filtered right here, and put the answer up here that you got from down here on the bottom left part of the status bar. And then let's go to sheet number 4. How many Big Ten games has Iowa won? So we need to apply two filters. One will tell us if it's a Big Ten game or not, so we need to turn off select all and choose yes. And the other thing is we just want the ones where they won. So we're going to turn everything off here and choose a W and click on OK. And in the lower left hand corner we get the number 301. Type 301, leave the filter on, so I've still got the W here and I've still got the value of Y over here. Let's go to sheet number 5. How many games did Iowa win in the 1980s, 1980 through 1989? So let's turn our filtering on. I want to know how many games they won. And that just gives me all of the wins. Now I need to filter it some more. And I'm going to do between 1980 and 1989. And remember that between in Excel includes both of the endpoints. So this will give me all of the numbers from 80 through 1989. And if I do that, I find out they had 77 wins during that span. Type in a 77. Leave the filter on. There should be a filter here. There should be a filter here. Let's go take a look at sheet 6. How many games did Hayden Fry win? So that's going to be filtering on the coach and the wins and losses. So let's turn filtering on. Coach needs to be Hayden Fry. Let's scroll down to the H's here and we get Hayden Fry. And how many did he win? And we get the number 143 down here in the lower left hand corner. Put the 143 up here and make sure you leave the filter on the win-loss column and on the coaches column. Let's go to sheet 7. How many times has Iowa played Minnesota? And let's do a filter here. And so I'm just asking for the opponent equal to Minnesota. And let me see, actually I'm not sure why this is in here like this. I didn't create this database, but this one could also count if you wanted it to. I didn't actually see that when I was doing it the first time, so I was just basically looking for Minnesota as the value here. Click on OK, and if you do, you get 106 records. If you included that other one, you get 107. So I was accepting either one. And again, make sure that you leave the filter on. Let's go to sheet 8. How many games has Iowa played in January? So I want to know where the month is equal to 1. Let's do a filter and set the month equal to 1. Click on OK. And there are 11 records where we played in January. So type the number 11 in there, but leave the filter on. Let's go to sheet 9. How many Big Ten games has Kirk Ferentz won? Okay, so we're filtering on Big Ten. Has to be yes. Kirk Ferentz has to be the coach, so let's go down to the K's here. Whoops, I got to turn everything off first. Let's turn everything off. Now we can go down to the K's. and turn Kirk Ferentz on, and then I also want to know how many he won, so we got to have a W value over here. And it looks like the answer is 64. How many home games in Iowa City, how many Big Ten games has Kirk Ferentz lost? We got 4 things to filter on here. First of all, it has to be a home game. So let's turn our filtering on, and a home game would be in Iowa City. So turn all of these off. Scroll down to the I's and just choose Iowa City. And next thing, criteria is Big Ten, so I want this to be equal to yes. And the coach is Kirk Ferentz, so turn all of these off and turn Kirk Ferentz on. Click on OK, and then we want to know how many he lost, so go to 1 loss and just leave the loss value turned on. And the answer to that is 21. Go up here and click on the yellow box, type in 21, hit enter, and make sure you leave all 4 filters on. The only way you can get credit for these is if you leave the filters on. So that's how this assignment should have been done and how you should have left the spreadsheet before you handed it in.